the agreement that Kathy had spoke of. In order to have a rebate, we can start paying more of our bills via credit card and reap some additional income for the town of Waukesha.
The way this company was chosen was by RFP. The county had put together an RFP a few years back. Many municipalities have used it. I happened to speak to a municipal clerk in Milwaukee County, and she said she was getting $68,000 back, or $28,000 back a year in rebates. And I asked her about it, and she said, call Waukesha County, they'll be able to help you. And that's exactly what I did. So we got all the paperwork together and then bringing it forward. The J.P. Morgan believes that they're hoping to get us to the point where we can be, they expect us to come back with a rebate about $15,000.
The town of Waukesha does have a credit card policy. I believe you all have one. We will need to revisit this at our next meeting because it only applies to budgeted purchases under $500. I think we'd like to pay sums greater than that when we can in order to reap additional rebates from the credit card company. So we need to revisit that, but that's exclusive of the credit card contract, which is a standard credit card contract.
Now, the bank company had taken a look at all our vendors, and most of our vendors already accept credit card payments. ADS does, so if you think about what our garbage and recycling costs are, that can be all done on the card and get a percentage back.
Mr. Chairman, two quick comments on that Town of Waukesha credit card policy. If we're going to be looking at that at the next meeting and whatever changes might be made to that, I would just ask if we could have a date or something put onto that document so we know when it's revised. That's a simple thing for next meeting. And I note that in his communication to us, Attorney Macy indicated if we act on this item that we should advise in any action taken whether legal review of the document is needed. The credit card application, for my part, I don't see a need for that.
Agreed.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the credit card agreement with J.P. Morgan Chase.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to E, membership agreement with Experian Fitness. This is for the fire department. NFPA calls out that we need to have Section A.4.4.2, the fire department should provide an adequate facility for overall fitness, including flexibility, aerobic fitness, and muscular strength where exercise equipment is centrally located. Such a facility can be developed from the following: use of a gym in a commercial facility, a high school, university, or other educational institution or private governmental agency, in-house equipment, equipped through purchased or donated exercise equipment, which can include appropriate equipment obtained from the following resources: made in local apprenticeship programs, made at and donated by correctional or educational institutions, donated by gyms or rehab facilities, or purchased on a shared cost agreement with the governing city. The town of Waukesha has traditionally used Experience Fitness, before that Cardinal Fitness, is that correct, Ann? We have been paying about $6,000 a year. That's been negotiated down to $3,500 for the next year. And that's what you see before you. Is there a motion?
There's just one question. Looking at this document, maybe somebody can explain it to me, but they have the breakout of how the fee is computed there. And I see there's an enrollment fee of $500, and then they have a first month's dues of $1,500 and last month's dues of $1,500, the sum of those three things adding up to the $3,500, and this for a term beginning the 1st of January 2015 and ending the 1st of January 2016 for that year period of time. That first month's and last month's dues, is that just indicating when this is going to be invoiced, or does anybody know what that means? I think it's for a 12-month period of time. Can
It is.
you clarify that?
Yeah, they really don't have their contract is primarily for individuals, and we're a special case for them, so they don't have a contract that fits us. The bottom line is that the yearly portion for all fire department employees, regardless of how many there are, would be $3,500. So they broke it out into their form to make it fit their form.
I mean, I guess it doesn't make that much difference. Is this payable at the beginning of the term in its entirety, or are we going to get progress pay or progress invoices on that, or do we know where?
I think it's noted here that it's paid in full option with no monthly billing, so to me.
So you think it's all up front? Okay.
Do you have any idea how many people use this?
Dan, you had estimated about 60%, is that accurate?
That's pretty close. Some on a more regular period than others.
Well, it appears there is quite a bit of usage. The statute says that you have to have some type of a program. So shy of building our own or finding something else, and I don't know cost-wise if you'll find anything in the same range. I would be in favor of renewing it.
Mr. Chairman, I will move that we accept the proposed agreement with Experience Fitness in the amount of $3,500 for the membership term beginning on January 1st, 2015 and ending on January 1st, 2016, and that we do not require this agreement to be reviewed by legal counsel. I so move.
Second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
So I'm inclined to support this, if anything, just from a position of what is a fairly minimal cost and the amount of savings that we save from the paid-on-call arrangement that we have with our fire department. I think it's very reasonable, but the NFPA quote that we have, it says that we should, not that we have to, but certainly I'm inclined to support this just because of the, in my opinion, the incredible value that we get and the ability of us to hold our taxes down because of the paid-on-call arrangement that we have with the fire department that we do.
Mr. Chairman, question, and maybe either Clerk Treasurer Nicholas can answer.
Let me, since you made a motion, let's see if we can get a second on it.
Oh,
We did.
I'm sorry.
No, you seconded.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Go ahead. Yeah, my question either for Kathy or perhaps for Dan, it is my recollection, we did contemplate this and we do have provisions in the budget for this, do we not?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to F, approval of the 2015 Sheriff Services Contract. Madam Clerk, what was we have a 4-year contract that began on...
This is the second year of the 4-year contract. So we have, what this does is it just shows you what the costs are that were agreed upon.
And if we signed a 4-year contract, and I'm assuming that was a 4-year contract that we signed last year,
That's correct. So we have a 3-year left.
why are they requiring an additional contract? Do they have a theory or reason behind it?
It's just what they send out to all of us. It's just to show us the cost.
Is there a motion?
So what are we voting on if we already have 3 years left?
We're voting on, we're supposed to accept the
New amount?
the amounts.
It's not a new amount, it's
It's the same
Oh,
one.
same one.
So they're just identifying it's gonna be the 17,800.
Right.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. I'm looking again at the memo that Attorney Macy has provided to us, and he's saying, I believe that the motion should indicate that we are acknowledging the continuation of this contract at the contracted agreed or contracted increased rates. And I will also move that we make that acknowledgement and prove it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion?
I would be inclined not to support this motion, I just don't think we should get in the habit of voting on things that we're in the middle of a contract on.
Anybody else?
We really don't have an option, do we? I mean, we can't say we don't want to do this anymore.
So we're under contract.
We're obligated to it. So I agree, I'm not sure why we're voting on it, other than it appears that the rate did go up a little bit, I believe from one of the squad cars that was,
For risk management purposes, it went up just a little.
so maybe that's the reasoning that we've got to approve
It
this.
is indeed, it's an acknowledgement of the rate.
Okay.
But that's part of our contractual obligation, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That's correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. On to G, resolution approving the 2014 trunk radio system contract addendum and authorizing the issuance of a general obligation promissory note to the Waukesha County to pay for infrastructure costs of the new digital radio system. This is in reference to the digital radio system upgrade that we have been anticipating for a number of years. And this is our portion of the infrastructure at the county. It is a zero-interest, 7-year, I believe, note with annual payments of $27.57 and last payment of $27.55. We have $4,000 in the budget allocated to this right now.
Mr. Chairman, again, comment I've made before, I don't see a need or purpose to have legal review of this document.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I will move to accept resolution number 2014-18, which applies to the trunk radio system contract addendum and authorizes the issuance of the general obligation promissory note to Waukesha County to pay the infrastructure costs for the new digital radio system. I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
I'm sorry, I should have spoke up sooner, I'm sorry. So we're taking a loan for $22,054
Yes.
At 0% interest.
at 0% interest. So this is different than the loan that we didn't take earlier, only in the fact that that was 1.5%.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It kind of, to me, almost a little begs the question of whether it's a loan or not, but that's another issue.
It's defined here as debt.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to H, budget amendment for the DPW salaries, FICA and WRS. This is, we're simply moving monies within the public works salaries and benefits to cover their salaries, moving from 53,300.1, 15,386.64, from 53, two, both of these are, all of these are to 53,300.2 FICA, 1289, to 53,300.3 WRS, 1179.47, to snow and ice salaries and wages, 53,310.1, $1,500, and to FICA, 53,310.2, $114.75. Those funds will be coming from 53,300.4 in the amount of $17,855.11, 53,300.5 in the amount of $500, and 53,300.7 in the amount of $1,114.75. The total amount of the increase and decrease of the appropriation is $19,469.86.
And I make a motion that we move the money in those accounts in those amounts.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, question. What is under the Public Works other benefits, the one you're taking, 53300.4?
That normally would have been insurance.
Insurance? Oh, okay.
Anything further? All in favor?
Roll call.
You need your roll
Oh,
call.
I'm sorry for budget amendment. I apologize.
Supervisor Radke,
Yes.
Supervisor Wolf,
Yes.
Chairman Merrick,
Yes.
Supervisor Durr,
Aye.
and Supervisor Fisher.
Yes.
And on to I, announcement of the closed session. You are hereby notified that the town board of the town of Waukesha will convene and may upon duly made and seconded and acted upon by roll call vote as required under Wisconsin Stats 1985 sub 1 sub C. Go into closed session during the course of the meeting. Town board members may attend the closed session. The purpose of the closed session will be as follows: considering employment, promotion, compensation, and performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, specifically for the positions of clerk treasurer, deputy clerk treasurer, fire chief, fire inspector, and lead road assistants, and reconvene into open session to discuss and take action related to the subject of the closed meeting discussions or to conduct other noticed agenda matters. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Fisher,
Aye.
Supervisor Durr,
Aye.
Supervisor Wolf,
Aye.
Supervisor Radke,
Aye.
Chairman Merrick.
Aye. And we will adjourn into closed session.
Well, it is. At the same time. Well, if you want to hear it, actually, because there's basically. Yeah.
The reason I moved